Hey, that was weird. So today I'm just going to talk about Mockingjay a little bit. I reread it this past weekend, and yeah. And I forgot everything that happened in it before I reread it. I remembered like one event in it, and that was it. So it was basically like I read it for the first time. Yeah, so clearly this video is going to be full of spoilers, so if you haven't read Mockingjay, I advise you to not continue forward. I'm just going to start off with talking about a little bit of character development that occurred in this last book, because we see a lot of change that happens with Katniss, and huge change with Peeta and Gale, and yeah, pretty much those major players, and Prim, actually. Didn't even think about that. Yeah, with Katniss, it's, we finally see her really going insane, pretty much, because she really is insane. And she is just kind of dealing with that and coping with that in this book, and just trying to, she's a part of this rebellion, and she's the Mockingjay, and she chooses it because of Peeta, and because of what Snow did to her, and everything, but I feel like at the same time she's not as, I don't know how to say this, she's doing being the Mockingjay and everything and being part of the revolution, but I feel like if it was up to her, there wouldn't really be a revolution. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm gonna stay with it. With Peeta, there was the whole brainwashing, mind hacking, hijacking thing, and that was intense. And I was talking with my boyfriend, and we're not really fans of this book because Peeta's so mean, and he's not Peeta. He's just a jerk, and he's trying to kill Katniss, and it's not cool. And I mean, yeah, there's parts in the book where he's getting better and stuff at the end, and of course, after he realizes what he's done when he hurts Holmes? No, not Holmes. Mitchell? Don't remember who it was, but he hurt that one guy. And then at that point he was like, you guys need to kill me, and I need to not be a part of this anymore. And I think that was just a big character development for Peeta. I mean, throwing away the other two novels just in this book, there was a lot, because he was brainwashed and everything, and then him realizing that he makes bad decisions and that he needs to get better so that he can protect this group and everything, and I think that was great. And then there's Gale, and in this book, Katniss kind of realizes what Gale's really like, and I think that's really important, especially for the ending. But, Gale's just, in the first two books, he's her hunting buddy, he's her friend, he's just there for her. In this book, he's actually, part of the revolution, he's a big player, and I mean, he gets a communicuff and everything, and he's very, she just realizes how brutal he can be, I guess, when he plans out everything, and then the bombing happens at the Capitol, and she asks if it's him, and he doesn't even know, because his plans were very similar to it. And I think, that whole thing really helps Katniss make the decision to end up with Peeta at the end. Oh, and with Prim, her character development was great, because it's really sad, though, because, they're Prim's doing so well, and she's working with all of the medical stuff, and they're training her to be a doctor, and she's so brave, and she's so, mature and everything, and then they kill her. And it was really sad. Okay, I'm gonna talk a little bit about the deaths. I'll start with Finnick. So Finnick's death, it was I was so sad when I read it. I completely forgot he died, honestly. And so I was reading it, and then when Katniss is talking about how his life flashing before his eyes, and she describes it, and I'm like, oh no, Finnick. And I think, I wasn't even that attached to Finnick the first time I read these books, but I think after watching the movie, the Catching Fire movie and everything, it makes me more attached. And then there's Prim's death. In that death, I was prepared for, I knew when it happened and everything, and it was so sad, and I wasn't even upset about it, I was like, yeah, she died, but it really hit me when Katniss was yelling at the cat, and she's just she's dead, and that point I was just oh, Prim, I'm so sorry. And then there was President Snow and President Coin's death, I also forgot that she killed Coin. I totally forgot about that part too, so I think I gasped and I was like, like, it shocked me that she killed her, and I mean, I was happy about it. I'm not complaining or anything, and I'm really happy that Paler ended up being the president, but that shocked me, and figured Snow would die anyway, so that's not a big deal, but yeah, so, I mean, I feel bad for Katniss. She doesn't know who to trust, because, you know, she thinks these people are bad, but these people are bad too, and it's so messed up. And then there's Katniss's whole little team, and I wasn't really attached to anybody's deaths. I mean, I was like, okay, yeah, they sacrificed themselves, that's great. But Boggs, I was sad. I was like, Boggs, you're so great. You're such a good guy. And that I think I basically just said every character is so great. Those are the deaths. This book is not my favorite in the series. I actually think this is my least favorite in the series. My favorite is definitely the first one, The Hunger Games. But it is good, and I'm really impressed with Susan Collins' writing, how she can always, like, there's always something going on, and even when there's not really anything going on, she keeps you in, and you keep wanting to read, and I like that. It's very good. There's a little blurb, but I just love Katniss and Haymitch's relationship. Like, yeah, they fight a lot, but they're like best friends, pretty much. And it makes me happy because, like, when Katniss, after 13 got bombed and stuff, and Katniss is out and they're trying to do the promo, and she just breaks down, and she just wants Haymitch. Like, she just wants to hug Haymitch, and I was just like, oh, it's so sweet. They're just, like, such good friends, and they both love Peeta. And another thing was the ending was super rushed, and, like, a lot of people were talking about this before that it was rushed, and I couldn't remember it being rushed. So I was like, I don't know what they're talking about. And then I was reading it, and I'm like, wow, that was really bad. Like, it was so rushed, and it wasn't even like it was on one chapter. Like, I mean, I've had books rushed before, but that wasn't bad. And it's like, you know, they're making this into a movie, and it's like Peeta shows up, and the next thing you know, it's the epilogue. And I don't know what they're gonna do for the movie, because they can't just have Peeta show up and then the epilogue. I mean, I guess they can, but I feel like there's barriers to get over, and there's things to break through, and you have to show a little bit of the healing process, and you can just assume, but I feel like Suzanne Collins just wanted to get this book over and done with, and didn't really put the effort there where it should have been or something. I don't know. I guess maybe because it is Katniss' story, but it's not at the same time. It's more of the story of how this society was fragile and how it was broken and rebuilt and all of that. And I feel like that's, like, the main story behind it. And then Katniss is just the one who happens to be telling it. And then, you know, but there's Katniss's life is a big part of it because we follow her, and that's why there's the epilogue. But at the same time, I think Suzanne Collins felt that wasn't as important as the rest of it. Officially, I think that's it. So let me know what you thought of Mockingjay, if you've read it, and everything. And subscribe for more book videos and other videos too. I post as often as I can, like twice a week, once a week, twice a week, somewhere around there. Bye!